Do you feel emotionally weak? Perhaps you're very unstable, your emotions are all over the place, or maybe you feel as though you're not deserving of anything positive, such as a love, money, success. You always feel as though you belong at the very bottom. That's what we're talking about in today's video. So hello everyone, my name is Autumn Asphodel, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing what you can do if you feel emotionally weak. So enjoy the video. Physical strength is very different from emotional strength. You can be the strongest person, physically, yet have a short fuse, get angry easily, and be extremely insecure. Likewise, you may not be physically strong, but show astonishing emotional strength and not be brought down by various negative circumstances. Emotional weakness comes from insecurity. You feel insecure about yourself, your life, what you believe and think, and thus hide it from others since you feel ashamed. You get triggered easily, unable to manage your emotions. All of this because you lack confidence. You don't think you deserve any better than what you currently have, such as love, friends, or a good paying job. You've trapped yourself in a hole and you're the sole one responsible for how you feel. Emotional weakness often comes from many different sources. We could be comparing ourselves to someone else that we deem as successful, as if they have everything and we don't have anything. And as a result, we're not grateful for the things that we do currently have that they don't have. In addition, we may be comparing past events, past trauma, past issues with the current situation that we're in today. And that could cause major problems and make us feel really far down. In order to get out of the pit you've put yourself in, where you feel weak and insecure, lacking confidence, is to start to analyze the true reasons you feel this way. Why do you feel insecure? Is it because you don't think you're as good as the next person? This is a comparison you're making that should not determine how you feel about yourself, yet you allow it to. Why? Because humans naturally compare themselves to others. We see someone who has the ideal life we want, and we feel bad that we don't have it, and thus feel worthless. We then begin to think about issues we have in our life that are preventing us from having this ideal life. We make excuse after excuse as we truly begin to believe that we deserve a poor, miserable life, but it's all a matter of perspective. We have unresolved trauma from the past that makes us think we deserve the worst life possible. However, when we actually begin to work at lifting ourselves up, we'll see how this negative mindset was making us emotionally weak, which consequently made us not take positive actions that could help us improve our quality of life. So this is the first place to begin, to realize that you deserve the things you think you don't deserve. If you think you don't deserve love, then you must change your mindset to realize that you are worthy of love. You will make comparisons to past trauma and justify the reasons why you don't deserve positivity. But this is in the past and should no longer control your life. This is why it's important to address this trauma first, ideally seeing a therapist to help you talk through the problems and see things from a different perspective until you get to the point where you're ready to take full control and change things on your own. From there is when you begin to lessen the comparisons you make to others, to the past, and realize you're deserving of the things you truly desire in this life. You can start this by being grateful for the things you have now. Everything you have now, no matter how bad you perceive it, is something to be grateful for. So be thankful so you can bring even more great things into your life. If you feel emotionally weak and like you will never amount to anything, realize that this is because you're comparing yourself to others and not being grateful for the things you currently have in this life. By letting go of past trauma and realizing you're deserving of love and happiness, you'll begin to take the actions necessary to attract the things you desire in this life, which will boost your mood and confidence, making you emotionally strong. You must be patient and give it some time since it will not happen overnight. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. There was a point where I felt very emotionally weak, like I was deserving of all of the worst things. I would always be wondering why things would happen to me, all these negative things would happen. Why me? That was always the mindset that I had, always the things that I would say to myself. Why me? Why is it me dealing with these hard problems and everyone else seems to do something that is much worse than what I do? I'm putting out a lot of positivity and getting nothing in return. Yet they're putting out negativity and all they are is praised. So there's a lot of times we can make these comparisons, but what I've realized is that my negative mindset was in the past. It was a mindset that was, I'm not deserving of anything positive. I'm not deserving of love and success. Once I changed that mindset, I began to realize that I am deserving of those things, that I have to eliminate that negative mindset that got me to this place, got me to this negative place to begin with, and then shape it into a much more positive future for myself. So that's exactly what I did. I changed my mindset, started to be grateful for the things that I currently have, and begin to not listen to what other people have to say, not compare myself to the past events that happened that don't define me. Once I began to do that, so many things changed and I was able to be much more emotionally stable, not able to compare myself to the past, in addition to being thankful, grateful, and achieve much success. And I know you can do the same as well if you focus enough on it and you change that perspective. So I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are on this video. Let me know. You all take care, have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.